challenge, the pain, the gain, and the potential of doing business in southeastern Nigeria, the Biafra land. Kosi, growing the economy of southeast. Think home.
This is BVI Channel 1. I welcome you on today's program, ECOSI, Economy of the Southeast, where we talk about the economy of Igbo land. It had been a black week. It's no longer a black Wednesday or a black Thursday. It's a disaster. This morning we all woke up, we slept on Thursday, waking up today on Friday to discover another fire disaster in the same city of Onitsha. The heartbeat of commercial activity in Igbo land. Two very, I must say, heartbreaking fire incidents. And we want to use this opportunity to pray for the repose of the souls that lost their lives, that they might rest in peace.
Amen.
Amen. Today we are talking about the effect. What is your opinion with respect to this fire disaster? It's an interactive program of which you can use the number on the screen, on the top corner of the screen. Call up the number and let's have your opinion and your thought with respect to this fire disaster that occurred in Onitsha recently. The numbers to call remain 0810-4545-533. You can call direct line or you can call through Watsap. You can also drop your comment on the column because we will read some of your commentaries. Your submission to what we are talking about. And today I have, as usual, my village economist, my brother and comrade, Ndubisi Vincent Adenu. You're welcome.
Chinedu, thank you. And thank you, my dear people.
And we are asking our viewers, what is their take about the fire incident that happened on Wednesday and the early hours of today in Onitsha? What's your take on that?
The situation is quite unfortunate. The situation, in fact, it's like what we've started discussing a few weeks ago, that now the people should take over the government, that people are the owners of the government. What happened a few days ago in Onitsha has confirmed our position that we do not have a system, a functional public system in our land. And it's about a time we all work up to begin to scout for those who have service orientation, for those who be ready to serve the people, and know those who will lord it over the people. So what happened a few days ago is, to say the least, unfortunate, very, very unfortunate, and nobody bargains to be part of that kind of ugly situation. But it has happened, and people are paying very high cost or price for that. But I think at this point, what we should be looking at is solution and what we should do to prevent such from happening going forward. And those who are part of the ugly incidents, what some of us out there should do to assist them, still have sense of belonging, that they're part of the society and the system.
All right. Looking at what happened yesterday, trust me, a lot of families have been affected in such a drastic manner. A lot of people lost their goods worth millions of naira. We are not here to cast blame, but we are here to analyze the issue for preventive measure, so that those who should take responsibility should sit up and take responsibility to prevent further reoccurrence. You know, Onitsha, this is not the first time Okonaba market.
It's not.
And probably if
Care is not,
it will not be the last. Because most time when this thing happens, Onitsha market has gotten burnt before, main market has gotten burnt before, relief market have gotten burnt before. Tell me which market in Onitsha that have not experienced one disaster or the other, especially fire incident. And we are going to split this thing into two different parts: the traders angle, the people's angle, and the government angle. We are going to look at it from the holistic aspect of it, so that we will profile a better solution. Because we are talking about the Igbo land oil well. The South may pride themselves with oil wells and the biggest source of revenue for Nigeria. The biggest source of revenue for the eastern region is the market.
That's correct.
That is the Igbo oil well. Now, let's begin with the government. What on earth will make a government not to protect the very source of their revenue, the greatest source of their revenue? What do you think could be the cause of that? Negligence? Ignorance?
Irresponsibility on the part of our servants in the government. It is height of irresponsibility for them not to know their basic, of course, people's expectations from them. Chinedu, we've been saying this thing over and over again. It seems as but we are repeating ourselves here. The worst has not happened, though we are not praying for that. But we are using this platform to send signal, a very strong message out there to the people that we should begin to identify credible platforms and support them. We cannot say this enough. We cannot say this enough. I know so many of you out there are thinking that you have responsible people inside the government houses. But it's quite unfortunate that the people you have there do not think about your welfare. I will say it and I will continue to say it because I stay close to so many of them. What so many of them are thinking are just personal issues, how to sort out their personal problems. What many of them are thinking is how to primitively accumulate wealth for them and their immediate families.
Okay, let me cut you short. Let's quickly go on a commercial break. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
The change, the pain, the gain, and the potential of doing business in southeastern Nigeria, the Biafra ecosystem, growing the economy of southeast. Igbo. The challenge, the pain, the gain, and the potential of doing business in southeastern Nigeria, the Biafra land ecosystem, growing the economy of the southeast. Igbo. The challenge, the gain, and the potential of doing business in southeast Nigeria, the Biafra land ecosystem, growing economy of the southeast. Igbo.
You're welcome back again. This is the BVI Channel 1 and we are still live on ecosystem, economy of the southeast, where we talk about the issues that affects Igbo, the economy of Igbo land, and we're discussing the fire incident that recently happened. Before we went on the commercial break, we were talking about the irresponsibility of government towards the biggest source of their revenue. Continue.
Yeah, exactly. You know, before then I was trying to remind us of our previous, you know, notification to our people out there that they should note that the people they have serving them, their chief servants, are now lording it over or imposing themselves on the masses. That the sooner and the very moment will stand up to be counted, to appreciate some platforms serving the interest of the people, and then come around the platform and see a way or different ways of supporting them, then that very day is the day we'll begin to live as human beings. However, I am not saying that we do not have people in government. Yes, we have. But if we put all our hopes, if we put everything we have upon them to service our needs, then we will be disappointed. So what happened a few days ago in Onitsha, before the very eyes of the world, the entire world, people, you were there, people were using their hands to fetch water, to quench, you know, rampaging, burning disaster, fire disaster. People were using their very raw hands. If even some young guys are acting ninjas to try to do the work that would have been done by responsible officers of the government, you know. So it is something we have been repeating.
It was so bad that I was there because we used our hand to fetch water from the drainage, from gutter.
Yeah.
Milli gutter, all the too bad, it's too bad. And it's quite unfortunate that the biggest source of revenue of southeastern governments, the market, is totally neglected. Whereas they go there to siphon money to squeeze out tax from these traders. But the safety of properties and life, government have failed in that, because the core primary responsibility of every government is to secure life and properties. That's the primary assignment of any government. And any government that fails that on that duty has failed completely. And it's appalling that it is the biggest source of our livelihood as a nation, as a people. In this state, trading, market, it shouldn't be toyed with. Then to the traders themselves, I don't know the reason why. Is it that many of them are not knowledgeable enough to understand this principle of safety measures?
No, you don't blame the traders, Chinedu. You know, you don't blame the traders. On individual basis level, people have succeeded or still succeeding. You know, ideally, it is expected that somebody should come in to organize the traders. It is the standard. It is just like you asking me, you know, that you every now and then you go to the field to play football, and you don't have a referee that organizes your guys. You know, somebody plays this side and the other person play the other side without somebody coming in to organize. The person, a referee, is always there to announce when you are crossing the lines and when you are not doing the right thing. And that referee is the people you call the government.
Your servants in power.
Yes. So if they are failing us, they are failing us. You don't blame the people. Because me coming here to tell the people to stand up to be counted, it's just that it is like mathematics turned upside down. You know, we are trying to help ourselves. We are helpless. You know, we are stranded.
You see, when you realize that you don't have a government that thinks about you, at least you think about yourself. Now, one of the things that I discovered during this fire disaster is that when the fire was raging and coming down from Opi Wake, people saw it. Many people were there looking. They were just looking looking at it, and the fire got to the point of where they stand and even overtook them.
So what do you want them to do?
To leave the scene.
Okay, to leave the scene.
Yes.
Okay.
Now to add the they were looking at it.
Yeah.
I was just looking at them. The fire was just raging and coming. How wish we can televise this video for you people to see.
It's entertaining then.
It's not, how can it be entertaining? I don't know what is in their mind, what they are thinking.
They've not seen it before.
How can they not see it before? Is it today that fire has raised down the markets and shops? No, the point is that even at the point, some of them were even going into the fire to rescue their goods. I understand that now their life and everything depends on it. There is no hope from anywhere. I understand that frustration. I must tell you, those of you that are watching us, come to this place, that place that, in fact, go through these places that you have this fire disaster, recorded this fire disaster in the next 6 months. You will never believe that something like that ever happened before. True or false?
It's true.
True or false?
Yeah.
So it is in the blood of an average Igbo man, to come back after falling. But you have to be alive. That is what I am emphasizing on.
And then continue.
And also apply caution. Ofifem Montana UK, in everything they do, safety first. Safety is the paramount. Number one thing in anything, safety first.
But Chinedu, as whose responsibility it is to train these traders inside the market?
That is what I'm telling you. You are trying. We have talked about the failure of government. You know something. Soludo made a comment, and I always refer to that. And you also refer to that. That people, people always say you think outside the box.
There is no box this time.
This time, think without the box. There is no box existing. Now think about yourself without the box called government. Not even thinking outside the box. Just pretend as if to say there is no government existing.
To survive.
To survive and to live.
I agree with you.
So that is what I'm talking about.
I agree with you.
So now, talking about fire service. Unfortunately, we don't have active fire service in all this market. What do you think would prevent government from doing that? Go on.
Seriously, Chinedu, one is quite not comfortable with the way things are done. You just feel like, when will I have this opportunity to preside over the affairs of the people? Or like you, Chinedu, I saw you there assisting people, working with the people, to assist them to solve their immediate needs right there. But the question out there is, why wouldn't people like you be elected to be in the government? Must we continue to sit back like this and then say, there is no government here? In fact, there is no government here. In fact, our politics has broken. Must we continue to be shouting, or for you to be asking me, what do I think? What we think is that we need to understand what it takes to serve the people. We need to understand what it takes to feel the pains of the people and be a part of their lives. These things are not rocket sciences. These things are not quite difficult. When we discuss over these things on TV stations or radio stations or on Facebook, writing on Facebook, blaming games, I say this is no long time for blaming. This is time for us to set up our machineries, put them in place on how to take over the government and begin to implement those ideas we have, or those things we have been talking about for the past years. So if you ask me now, what should be done is not far-fetched. is to have a credible and right person right there as the managing director of the fire services. Somebody who will not go there to start massaging the ego of the governor, or somebody who will not go there to start playing eye services or politics with people's lives, but somebody who meant business, somebody who is passionate, somebody who is committed, and somebody who knows the existence of God. Somebody knows the value of life.
It's true.
And somebody who is going in there to serve the interest of the public and not his personal interest. If you have that kind of qualities in people you are appointing, not because one bishop or one Igbo or one political heavyweight recommends you to appoint this person. If it is based on Imam Madden and not based on your history, what have you done in the past? What have you been able to achieve? You know, what is your track records? So if these things are not based on what you have done in the past, you know, we will just be dancing around the circle and deceiving ourselves. So what happened? You know, if you ask me what we should do under this situation, what we should do is to think not outside the box, but without the box, and sustain this our platform, educating the people, and thinking of how to build institutions, and thinking of how to go to the street and be reminding people of what they should do if this kind of situation happen. And that is why we need NGOs. That's why we need foundations all over the world to begin to invest in people who are already on the streets. It is not about writing proposals. It is about saving lives and working directly with the people and impacting their lives. Because as you are doing it, you are seeing the result instantly. If BVI should take it upon themselves to start organizing programs in this market, it could be done. But of course, like Chinedu used to say, already you have always your head is filled with crisis.
It's not small crisis.
Can you take
you can imagine our network as you are listening, and you know the audio is coming out well, but the video is just cracking up because of our, in fact, one of our system has gone down, and we are just managing another smaller system to make sure we bring you this program. That is the kind of challenges we face here. A lot of people don't want, some people in government, some people, powerful people placed somewhere don't want you to watch what we are bringing on this platform. And they are trying everything possible to shut this system. It is costing us much more to sustain this voice, and that's why we need your financial support. You are listening. Maybe this thing may not be coming out as clear as possible. I mean the videography, but the audio, I believe you are listening and watching. No matter how few you are, take this message out there. They needs this voice, because this is the last stand of the common man. This is the last stand of the common man. Today again, we heard about tankers falling, and you see, the road safety is a big disaster. No institution in government in Nigeria is working. You only see road safety where there are spoiled roads, where they can ambush people. You know, because if they come on an express road, nobody gives a hook about them, because they know they are all extorters and exploiters. They are just agents of extortion. They will ambush you where there are bad roads, because there are too many bad roads, so they have a lot of places to ambush you, collect money. But doing the needful as road safety, as their name implies, road safety, they will not. They will not, because they know that, in fact, there is no business of
what is safety about the roads?
The road itself is the biggest disaster we are facing.
I think they should even consider changing that their name, road safety.
I think that is the truth.
No, because if you look at it, what is safety about
the road?
Is it the spare tire you're asking me for my spare tire, my fire extinguisher? You're asking me about my jack and my pointer and my this and my that. Is that what is safety about?
The road itself.
The death traps.
The death traps.